Hello and welcome back to my channel, CAD with Jordan. Today we're going to be doing what I like to call a practice part, and as you can see on the screen, this is the part that we will be practicing making. So before we even start this video, stop, pause this video, take a screenshot of this, then you can open it up on a different monitor if you've got another monitor available, or just open in a different tab, and then you can take from this drawing and build the model. Now the reason that we're doing a practice part is so that we can learn to use the different tools we have available to us and also get a better idea of what is possible in Autodesk Inventor. So before I begin to start modeling this, I just want to point out that my course that has been on sale for a couple months now, there's a coupon code in the description that makes it completely free, so please check it out, enroll today. Anyway, let's jump in, let's start modeling this. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to open up this part as a PDF on my other screen. That way I don't have to keep checking between them. So to begin with, I'm going to start a brand new part in millimeters, and then I'm just going to take a look at my drawings that I have here, and what we're going to do is we're going to begin by making this base plate on the bottom, and you'll see that it's 220 by 220 with a 20mm fillet or radius on the side, and this is 10mm thick. So to begin with, what I'll do is I'll start my 2D sketch on this plane, since that'll be the bottom of it, and then I'm going to draw in my rectangle at 220 by 220. Once that I've put in the overall size of it, I'm just going to create a dimension from this datum point, the yellow dot, and then I'm going to select my dimension and divide it by 2. That way it is now centered along that point, and then the same for the other side, exactly the same again. Now it's completely centered along our point here. Now we need to do the 20mm radius, and we're just going to do that with the fillet tool and then select all of our corners like so. And now that is our base plate sketch ready to go, and now we just need to extrude it by the 10mm as I mentioned before. So that's a good start. The next part that we're going to be doing is this circular part in the middle, and that is a 80 and 100 diameter inner and outer hole, and that comes up by 70. So once again, I'm going to start my sketch on top of the face, and then I'll start with my circle tool with the 80mm inner diameter and then the 100mm outer diameter, and I'll extrude this by a total of 70mm. So to begin doing the webbing, I'm going to start a sketch on our base right here, and then I'm going to project the geometry. That way, if you press F7, you'll see that it cuts down to the place that we're doing a sketch, and you'll see that once I've projected the geometry, a yellow circle has been put in its place. And what we're going to be doing is creating a 10mm thick piece of webbing, and we want that to be central to our midpoint here, and we're just going to do that the same way as we did before. And then we also want to make sure that it is 50mm away from the edge of our circle. So you could do it that way and then line it up, or an even better way that I prefer to do is we're going to put in our center lines right here, and these will also double up as mirror lines down the line. So now what I'm going to do is highlight these two lines and turn them into construction lines. That way when we end up using our 3D model tools at the top here, it doesn't actually interact when we're extruding or revolving or whatever it is you may be doing. These will not affect those tools, whereas your normal lines will. Also make sure that when you're using the construction line tool to unselect it or reselect it when you want. I find that I might be using it and then I'll carry on drawing, and a lot of my lines are just coming in as construction lines because it is a toggleable tool and will stay on if you're not aware of it. Anyway, I need to make sure that this line is 50mm away from the edge of our circle, as you can see here, and then I'm just going to do that by selecting the edge of our mirror line right there, or our construction line, and then dimensioning it 50mm away. Then I'm just going to start drawing in our straight uprights, and we're going to extend them straight into the circle, and the shortcut for doing that is holding shift and then pressing X. Now you'll have your trim tool out and you're able to trim geometry, but if you hold it down you get the extend tool, so it's sort of like a 2-in-1 shortcut. Anyway, that's one side of it done. What I'm going to do is exactly the same thing again on the horizontal axis, and like I said before, just going to run through and do it exactly the same. So now that we have one that's going to the left or right and then one that's on the top or the bottom, we can use the mirror tool to highlight our bottom bit, and we're going to mirror it about our center line here, and then we can do the same thing again on the opposite axis, and now you'll see that we have all of our available profiles ready to be extruded. So run around your part with the extrude tool and select all your profiles and make sure that it comes up to 70 so that it's in line with our circular piece. And now we're getting somewhere. It's starting to look like our part. Lastly, but not leastly, what we need to do is add a chamfer, and this is a very simple 50 by 50 chamfer. Now you could start a sketch on the side of it and draw it in, much like we have been doing, or we could do it a lot quicker with the chamfer tool up here, and then we can just change the distance to 50 mil, and this will automatically create a chamfer at 50 mil down and 50 mil across. This can be changed with our different angles and 2 distance chamfer tools, but this one will do for now. But I do encourage you to mess around with that if that's something that you're trying to learn. But once we've applied it to our 4 corners, you'll see that we're done, and this is our part. So yeah, hopefully you learned something here. Even if you didn't, you got to practice what you already knew. Like I said at the start of the video, if you're trying to learn, then there is a free coupon for my Udemy course, which is linked in the description. Feel free to check it out. Anyway, thank you very much for watching.